Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Thanksgiving to you. Doing the Week 12 football picks. So every week of the football season since 2016, I go through all the games that are going on that week, talk about them, tell you who I think is going to win, recap the last week. Basically talk sports for, like 15 minutes or however long this is. I do so. Basically, I started in 2016. I forgot last year, and then somebody reminded me. And now I just do it. So it's just every week we just go through, because I watch so much sports that it's probably, I probably should dial it back, is what I should do. But as a result of that, this is just one of the things I do every week, go through the football games that are going on. Tell you who I think's going to win. I mean, I watch enough sports that I tend to think I know what I'm talking about with this stuff, but we shall see. All right, Week 12, Thanksgiving. That means we got Detroit getting blown the hell out. Actually, I don't know, they're 4-6. They're playing this 7-3 Bears team, but nah, This Bears team, this is Thursday afternoon, so nice Thanksgiving day game for you. It's just so Detroit plays every year on Thanksgiving. If you didn't, unless you live under a rock, you didn't know that. I think a lot of people probably don't know that. So usually it's like Detroit and Dallas and like the Redskins and like the Bears are playing Detroit. I don't know if they play everything, but I know Dallas, the Redskins, and the Lions always play on Thanksgiving, or something like that. At least it's always the Lions. So there's that. So we got the Lions and the Bears. Bears at the Lions. I got the Bears winning this game. The Bears defense is actually pretty good. They're 7-3. Mitchell Trubisky, not a big fan of that knucklehead. But it's that defense though. Is pretty good. You got Khalil Mack, you got Akeem Hicks, you got the pass rush. It's a talented team. I think a strong defense really starts the pass rush. If you got a good pass rush, they can get jacked up, bring pressure on the quarterback. It just screws everything up, and they definitely have that. This Lions team is a flawed team, goes without saying. So I get the Bears winning this game. Next game, Thursday, late afternoon, early evening, I guess, depending on where you are. Redskins at Cowboys. Redskins are 6-4. Cowboys are 5-5. Big story here. Alex Smith, very gruesome injury he had. Some real like Joe Theismann type stuff happened to him. He's done for the year. Honestly, I don't even know who the backup is for the Redskins. So that's pretty much an automatic loss. I got the Cowboys winning this game. Next game up, Thursday night, Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints. Get the hell out of here. The Saints are not even running away. The Saints are walking away with this one. Are you kidding me? Not only are the Falcons a disaster, I mean, they're not awful, but I mean, they're pretty bad. This New Orleans team is a flamethrower. Watch out. Except, so as far as the Super Bowl is concerned, so I'll just go ahead. Let's go to the. So I've kind of been doing this the last few weeks now that things are kind of starting to get, as far as the playoff picture goes, is starting to come into focus here. If you look at things here right now, NFC, Rams are the #1 seed, only because the Saints have the tiebreaker over the Rams because the Saints beat the Rams. However, the Rams have not had a bye week, and the Saints have. And I'm not sure. I would think that the Rams would have their bye week this week. Let me just check. Yeah, they do. All right, so the Rams are off this week. So the Rams are 10-1. Saints are 9-1 because the Saints had a bye week. The Rams didn't. So if the Saints are going to win. The Saints will become the #1 seed this week in the NFC. So looking at it that way, not that really changes the calculus here at all. Saints, it's the Saints. The NFC, it's the Saints. It's all Saints this year. But assuming that, I'm not even going to get into the playoff picture of how the NFC playoff race could go, because it doesn't matter because the Saints are going to the Super Bowl. But I feel like in the Super Bowl, or even in the playoffs, I'm not saying the Saints are overrated because that team is stacked. It is packed to the rafters with talent. And their defense is going now. It's amazing. But the one thing I will say about a team like that, and there's been plenty of these teams through the years. Actually, maybe not plenty because it's hard to be 9-1. It's very difficult to do. You're 10-1, I guess they're going to be. If you look at 2001 Rams, 2007 Patriots, 2015 Panthers, 2000 you just go through the list. There's these teams that are like 14-2, 15-1. 2007 Patriots were 16-0. And you get to the playoffs or the Super Bowl, and you get a team that knows what to do, or a team that, you know, usually teams like that are like high-flying, high offense, high octane, you know, 14-2, 15-1, 16-0, you know, teams. There's really only like ever been like, I guess, 16-0 against the 2007 Patriots. We're 15-1. There's a lot of 15-1, not a lot, but that happens where you get these like 15-1 high-flying, high-octane teams that will come through, and you know they're used to blowing teams out. They blow teams out every week, and then what happens is that's their style of play. And when you get a team that makes them get off of that style of play and have to play differently, and you know, like say they like, you know, they're just throwing bombs on every play, but instead, you know, gets everybody deep or gets pressure on the quarterback, makes them contend with some adversity that they're not used to, because they're used to just blowing teams out of the stadium. And then they have to play, you know, left-handed, and then they don't know how to do it. So that's what you have to watch out for with the Saints, because, you know, believe it or not, the story of the Saints this year, it happens, you know, I mean, every now and then you get one of these high-flying, you know, these world beaters, these teams that just look like they can't be stopped. And if you just do a few things right and get them off their spot and make them play a way that they're not used to playing, you know, and you give them some adversity, and then they can't figure it out, because that's just, they've never had to deal with that. So the Saints, you have to watch out for that. I feel like if they're in the Super Bowl, I mean, playoffs-wise, I can't see an NFC team with the defense to really, you know, to really to do it. But I feel like if you got like the Patriots and those Chiefs, no, that defense doesn't do anything. Patriots, if you get like one of those like Bill Belichick game plans in the Super Bowl, you could slow down the Saints. You're not going to shut them out. You're not going to stop them. But you can slow them down. You can throw some obstacles in their way. And, you know, that's kind of what happens with these teams a lot of the time. They're still my favorite to win the Super Bowl, but you got to watch out for that. Next game, oh, God. You got the Raiders and at the Ravens. I got the Ravens. Next game, two awful to the 3-7 Bills, the 3-7 Jaguars. It's in Buffalo. You know what? Give me the Jaguars, because the Buffalo is just putrid. Next game, Seahawks and Panthers. So this, I wouldn't call it a rivalry, but it seems like we get this game a lot, and it's usually a pretty contentious back and forth game. Panthers are 6-4. Seahawks are 5-5. I feel like the Seahawks got to go in there and just scrap and just pull one out here, because the Panthers have been getting embarrassed. I think they just got absolutely destroyed by who was it? The Rams. It was like 48-7. I think the Rams blew out the Panthers. Not this last week, but this last week the game was 2 years ago. So it's showing me the wrong thing. They got blown out. No, it was the Steelers. The Steelers blew out the Panthers. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. It took me a second there to think of that. You know, so they're 6-4. The Seahawks 5-5. I always think that, like, mentally the Seahawks are all right. Like, they kind of, you know, have a clue, and that's kind of half the battle a lot of the times in the NFL. I got the Seahawks winning this game. Browns and Bengals. Patriots, Jets, Patriots. Giants and Eagles. The Eagles got freaking destroyed. They got it pushed in by the Rams. I mean, they got... Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, not the Rams. The Saints. They're so it's just two high-octane, high-offense NFC teams. Rams and Saints, I got them confused. Saints blow them out 48-7. That was the game I was thinking of. Yeah, this Eagles team doesn't have it this year. I mean, that would suck, but they kind of suck. Yeah, but the Giants aren't very good either. I mean, I got the Giants. Screw it. Give me the Giants. Next game, 49ers, Buccaneers. Give me the Buccaneers. 49ers don't have a quarterback. Cardinals, Chargers. Cardinals suck. Chargers are pretty good. Give me the Chargers. Dolphins and Colts. They're both 5-5, but the Colts, I feel like, showed you know, something here the last few weeks. So, I mean, well, I mean, if you think about it here, they beat Tennessee last week. Tennessee blows out New England, and then the Colts blow out Tennessee, which is kind of confusing, because you'd think that, like, the team that beat the other team that beat the, like, that's kind of how you do the pecking order. But I think the Titans just knew what to do against the Patriots that day. The Patriots didn't show up and gave up. So there's that, and then the Titans kind of didn't show up against the Colts, and the Colts tried hard, and that's kind of what you got. It wasn't like one team's like, it's not like the Colts are way better than the Patriots, who are way better than, no, it's just you can have on days and off days. But, you know, and then the week before that, they beat the Jaguars. Week before that, they beat the Raiders. Then they beat the Bills. All of those teams are awful, but a win is a win. So, in the Dolphins, it's a soft team. I got the Colts, I'm sorry, winning this game. Next game up, Pittsburgh and Denver. I got Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh is really firing on all cylinders now. Green Bay and Minnesota. I got, so both teams have a tie. So the Packers are 4-5-1. The Vikings are 5-4-1. They're both flawed teams. They're both teams that, you know, like with the Packers, it's Aaron Rodgers and then just a bunch of scrubs. With the Vikings, it's a few good guys and then a bunch of scrubs, and not really the quarterback really ain't that good. I mean, I'd have to look at Minnesota's schedule. So who does the 5-4? Because we know the Packers have played like damn good teams. They played the Rams. They played the Patriots. I mean, the Vikings have played. They lost to the Bears, beat the Lions, beat the Jets, lost to the Saints. You know, so that's kind of par for the course. I got the Packers winning this game just because, you know, they're going to show you something here. You just get that feeling like they're not going to. It's 4-5-1. It's week 12. They got 4 more games to play, or 4 or 5, I guess. You know, and I mean, yeah, I guess it's 5 games. So they're not going to finish like 4-10 and what? Wait, hold on, 4-11-1. I guess it would be. Yeah, I mean, no, hold on a minute. 4, whatever adds up to 16 games. They're not going to lose the rest of them. They'll finish like 9-7 or so, I would say. So I got them winning this game. Tennessee, Houston. Give me Houston. Houston. Nobody's paid any attention to Houston because Houston last year was like the talk of the town. You got Deshaun Watson's going off. I mean, Deshaun Watson, before he went out with an injury last year, was like Patrick Mahomes this year. Just think about it that way. Goes out with an injury. That was the end of him. Comes out beginning of this year and sucked. And then all of a sudden they turned it around. They won like 6 or 7 straight. Or 5, 6, or 7 straight. I don't know how many. It's probably like 6 or so. I don't know off the top of my head. But and nobody's talking about it because you got the Saints, you got the Rams, you got the, you know, the Chiefs, you got the Patriots, you got the Steelers, and then there's like, why even talk? Because really, actually, it's the Rams, the Saints. I go Saints, I go Rams, I go Chiefs. Because like that's each team beat the other team. The Saints beat the Rams, and the Rams beat the Chiefs. So it's really those teams, and then kind of everybody else is kind of somewhere down the line. In the Houston's a damn good team, but they're just it's so top heavy this year that they're just not in the conversation. So what are you gonna do? But yeah, they can make some noise in the playoffs. If you look at the playoff picture right now, Houston, it would be I talked about the NFC. As far as the AFC goes, right now you got Chiefs #1 seed, you got Steelers 2, Patriots 3, Texans 4, Chargers 5, Ravens 6. So the way I see it is this: I think that what's going to happen here is that you got the Chiefs are 9-2, Steelers are 7-2-1, Patriots are 7-3. I don't think that the Steelers play the Chiefs. I don't believe they do. Let me just look that up real quick. Because I don't think the Chiefs are playing that. Oh, they do on December. Oh, that's not the. I'm sorry, that's a different team. That's the Chargers. But that said Chiefs. Yeah, they aren't playing the Chiefs this year in the regular season. All right. So you know, you look at that. It's because they already played them in September. I knew they had to have played because you play your division twice, another division within your conference, and then the same seeded team last year in the 2 other divisions in your conference. So I figured, like, odds are they had to have played, and they did. And the Chiefs beat the Steelers 42-37. The Chiefs have the tiebreaker over the Steelers. Not that I think that's going to matter. What is going to matter is that the Patriots are going to play the Steelers in a few weeks. And the Patriots, I don't think the Steelers have beat the Patriots. It's been like 10 years since the Steelers have beat the Patriots. And they play almost every year. Sometimes twice, sometimes they play. I mean, the Patriots just own the Steelers for some reason. I think it has to do with the fact the Steelers play the same style of defense that the Patriots are just good against. That's kind of what it is, and they just never change it. And they don't just mentally. The Steelers are just never right in those games. They just don't show up. I mean, they show up, but it's they just don't mentally. They just don't do what you need to do. They're not prepared to go the distance. And so, assuming the Patriots win that game, the Patriots would take the number 2 seed, and then in that case, because they would have they would take the number 2 seed because then they'd have the same record as the Steelers, and then they'd have the tiebreaker. So they'd be number 2. Chiefs would be number 1. Then you'd have Chiefs 1, Patriots 2. You'd have Steelers 3, and then you'd have Texans, Chargers, Ravens 4, 5, 6. I think it's going to be that, but the Patriots could be the number 1 seed if the Chiefs. All that would have to happen is the Chiefs have to lose one more game because the Patriots beat the Chiefs, so they have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs. So if the Chiefs lose any of their remaining games, and I think the only difficult game that the Chiefs have remaining, they did lose to the Rams. They're playing the Raiders. The Chiefs are off this week. They're playing the Raiders the following week. That's easy. Playing the Ravens. Ravens could give them a problem, but they'll probably win. And then they're playing the Chargers and Seahawks. So I mean, you got, and then the Raiders. So you got to figure they're going to lose one of those games. Just maybe they might lose none of them, but they're probably going to lose one. Which one? I don't know. They'll probably lose one. I mean, those are some tough late season games there. Meanwhile, the Patriots have I think it's the easiest schedule in the league for the last few games of the season. Remainder of the season, rather. So it's very probable that the Chiefs could lose a game and the Patriots would be back on the number 1 seed. But who knows? Right now, I think it's kind of the way it's headed. But all right, guys. Well, other than that, that's going to do this week's picks. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, any of that sort of thing. If you agree or disagree with any of what I had to say about the sports, about any of these games, let me know in the description down below. On the description every week I make that mistake and say the description in the comments. Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, until next time, that'll do for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.